Hello everyone. On the 5th of April, Jupiter is transiting forward into the sign of sidereal Aquarius. What will this mean for you, for your fortunes? Are they going up or down? And what does it mean for the fortunes of the world? I'll be discussing all of this on the video. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below and let's begin. Key dates for your diary. Jupiter will enter sidereal Aquarius on the 5th of April late in the evening. He will go fast fairly quickly during May until in the middle of June, the 21st of June, he will turn retrograde, after which he will continue back until he enters Capricorn again, where Shani is sitting on the 15th of September. So how will Jupiter's move into Aquarius happening on the 5th of April 2021 be? First of all, is it a good move or not? The answer is yes and no. It's definitely not straightforward. Here's the thing. Normally when Jupiter enters Aquarius, it's thought to be a favorable factor because Guru was previously debilitated in Capricorn. Now he is not debilitated, but he's not exalted. He's not in a favorable sign. He's just no longer debilitated. That's a normal course of events. So we have Kumbh Mela happening, Jupiter Aquarius. Normally it's a time of great spiritual renewal. But here's the thing, everyone. This time Jupiter was not debilitated in Capricorn. Why? Because Shani pulled him out of that with a Nichbang Raj Yoga. So this Jupiter Aquarius transit, everyone, is not the normal. This is different in a few ways, and that's one of them. In fact, Jupiter's agenda is not completed in Capricorn. When he goes retrograde on the 21st of June, he will go backwards into Capricorn, where between September and November 21, he will give to all of us the fruits of the conjunction of Shani and Jupiter. Please check out the video I will link below on my channel already, Jupiter Transit up until November 21, where I give you the indications of what those fruits will be for all signs. Very important to see that. So Jupiter has an agenda here, and it's not so much about Aquarius as about getting ready to power back in retrograde motion, because only in retrograde motion, when he is twice as powerful, can he give you the fruits you've been waiting for. But in the meantime, what can we expect from Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius? Well, first of all, is Jupiter happy in Aquarius? The answer is no. Jupiter actually, in truth, cannot be happy in a sign ruled by Shani and Rahu. Particularly Rahu's influence on Jupiter is not auspicious. So we have to remember also that as he begins the transit on April the 5th, he is hemmed between Shani and the Sun. Two malefics. Can you see? This is a very weak Papakatari yoga. Jupiter is being hemmed and squeezed of his beneficent energy. But this will change soon enough, everyone, when Mars moves into Gemini on April the 14th. From that point onwards, because Jupiter is actually residing in Dhanishta Nakshastra, which is ruled by Mars, having a fifth aspect on Mars, Jupiter will bring out the best aspects he can do in this sign, which is always to increase the quality of the sign. Aquarius is about humanity, joining together, cooperation. So Jupiter will increase cooperation between people. Hopefully between nations too. Don't forget, it's been a difficult situation with the coronavirus vaccines. I'll come back to coronavirus in a minute. So Jupiter is definitely going to make us feel more cooperative with others. This is great for new friendships in this transit, meeting new people, being open to other people that you mightn't have been before. If you've been feeling lonely, isolated, be assured Jupiter in Aquarius will make you more inclined to open up and others more inclined to support you. It's very beneficent in that aspect. So right now, Jupiter in Aquarius will bring us together more, will give us more openness and trust towards other people, which is good. But there is a negative aspect I have to bring out. Although Jupiter is in Dhanishta Nakshastra, which actually rules wealth, in Aquarius he does not give that sort of profit wealth. And actually it's a difficult transit for business, Jupiter in Aquarius. Be very cautious. Because of the aspect of Rahu being here, you can expect that you may make mistakes. So do not be too cutting edge in your business. Try to put giving more than receiving, which sounds contradictory because business is always about profit, but It's not the best time to make big business moves, I would say. Jupiter in Aquarius does not support business at all. Wait and be patient, because when he goes retrograde, as I've told you, and still in Dhanishta, he goes back into Capricorn in the autumn, you can make the big business moves you've been waiting to make. In regard to coronavirus, which is a curse of Jupiter, by the way, Jupiter's movement becomes very important, everyone. We should not underestimate when he changes signs. It all began in Sagittarius, and he has moved with Shani into Capricorn, bringing, as I told you he would, relief in cures, e.g. many new medications and, of course, the vaccine. Now, in Aquarius, what will he expect? He will expect cooperation between peoples, otherwise it will go badly wrong. That's very important to see. But he cannot give real relief until he enters his own sign of Pisces. When will that be? In the spring of 2022. Okay? Because this is never going to go away, but it is possible that we can control and mitigate effects of this virus. So a very important move will be Jupiter into Pisces in April 2022. I just wanted to bring that forward for you. But during the transit of Jupiter in Aquarius, everybody, a very important moment is going to come, and this will be in the middle of the summer. Watch the dates carefully, 22nd of May to 21st of July. Note these 2 months. They're going to be tumultuous. Why? Because Jupiter has now moved into Shatabhishak Nakshastra, ruled by Rahu. And immediately Rahu, Ketu are forming eclipses at the end of May, beginning of June. So everything is churning. The ocean is churning in everybody's life. It's going to be a lot of turmoil. Why will this be happening? Because Aquarius, in any case, is a sign of turmoil. It's about getting rid of ego. And of course, Jupiter increases everything about the sign potential. So Jupiter will make sure that we are not going to go forward in the same way we had planned. But there is good news here, because this nakshastra is also guided over by Varuna, the god of the ocean. Varuna is all about those deep unconscious forces which drive us in the right direction in our life. So as I say, what we are looking for now is getting rid of our ego desires. And what's going to happen is things which you're trying to force in these 2 months just won't happen. They just won't happen. If you're trying to force a job, force a relationship, force anything to go your way, be careful. You're likely to trip yourself up. So what should you do? Be calm. Listen to your inner voices, because signs will be there. People will give you tips and hints, and you will see doors opening to you that you may be reluctant to actually go through, because Jupiter will actually turn retrograde. And as he gets more power, when he goes back, as I've already said, to finish the massive conjunction of Jupiter Shani, then you can be sure that you will then know September, October, what the right direction is. So listen to your intuition. It's very strong despite the turmoil in your life in this 2-month period. Let's move ahead now and let's look at the predictions for everybody for Jupiter Aquarius during this summer period. Don't forget to read from your moon and ascendant sign also. So for Aries moon and Aries Lagna both, Jupiter is lord of your 9th house and your 12th house. Both houses have to do with foreign travel and exploration. Jupiter in the 11th house will definitely be good for you, opening up the chances of movement in your life, which you will always enjoy. People coming from foreign lands are going to come into your life in your network circles. You are going to have an opening up of opportunities through other people. 11th house brings new friendships into your life, even marriage opportunities, as I'm going to speak about because of Jupiter's aspect on the 7th house. So your network circles are opening up like dynamite. All of a sudden, new people are coming into your life. Go with them, listen to them. They may also give you insight into philosophy and spiritual knowledge, because 9th and 12th house are all about philosophy, knowledge and understanding. So Aries, you'll be feeling lighter during this Jupiter transit. You'll be feeling invigorated, full of energy. Jupiter has an aspect onto your third house. He will increase interaction with your siblings, with your near and dearest, and this will be very helpful to you. He will also give you opportunity for new skill-based training, and if you are in education, this summer period is crucial for you. Aries Moon, Aries Lagna, you're going to make a real change in this education. You're going to find that things are not so bad as they seemed before. Jupiter has a good aspect onto the 5th house of education. All of a sudden it's coming together for you, and good results are definitely there for you in your educational pursuit. But Jupiter has a very good 9th aspect onto your 7th house of marriage and business. So I've talked about, first of all, let me go to the business aspect. If you are self-employed now, things are going to change. Jupiter's 9th aspect is opening up new opportunities for you. But because he's in Aquarius, as I've just discussed, don't jump on the bandwagon too soon. Look at everything carefully. Okay, you may need to change business partnerships at this time. You may need to take a step back from business plans, because I want to remind you all that when Jupiter goes back retrograde into Capricorn in the autumn, wow, he's going to mega power everybody with Aries Moon and Aries Lagna's career. It's brand new. It's stop-start. It's from the beginning, and it's a powerful right direction for you. So in this summer period, you are sussing out business opportunities, possibilities, but it's perhaps not the best time to take a definite decision. Wait until Jupiter is back in Capricorn, in your 10th house with Shani in the autumn. Then things will become very clear what the right direction is for you. But if you are looking for marriage, romance, wow, Jupiter is going to aspect your 5th house and your 7th house in the summer period. There will be opportunities. If you are younger, there are definitely new opportunities for you. But because Jupiter will go retrograde and will move away from this 7th house aspect, things may not develop that quickly. But that's a good thing. It gives you time to assess everything carefully. For Taurus Moon and Taurus Lagna both, Jupiter is moving out of your 9th house into your 10th house. Jupiter is a strange planet somehow for Taurus. He's actually a functional malefic, but sometimes because he rules your 11th house, he can bring profit into your life. But he also rules the 8th house, so not without change and a little bit of turmoil. So you're going to find turmoil in your career, particularly from your moon more than ascendant. But guess what? It's good turmoil. It's opening up opportunity, because for so long, Taurus, you've had difficulty finding the right direction. Many of you have had loss of job recently due to Shani's influence in your 8th house, but now he's in your 9th house, and Jupiter speeding ahead now is looking out for the new opportunities. So don't be afraid now. You're going to be in a little bit of a workaholic mood, actually. You're going to be pushing all the barriers down to do the things you've been putting off for so long under this Jupiter 10th house transit. Expect that this summer period is going to bring you into a lot of contact with your family. There's going to be a lot of things to sort out that haven't been sorted out before, and it's all around domestic issues. Jupiter direct influence here on your 4th house is going to be very important. You're going to make massive changes that you put off domestically. Many of you are thinking of relocating, changing, or doing big changes to your domestic situation. There may be delays though. The issue is, as I've already explained to you, when you get to that tumultuous period of Jupiter in Shatabhishak Nakshastra, watch out for unexpected factors, but still stay calm. And if there are delays, don't be afraid of them. Your true direction comes to you in the autumn period, but make the most of the opportunities to get on top of domestic issues which need sorting out. What's your health too? Jupiter has a 9th aspect on your 6th house. This is a plus and a minus. Minus is that minor health issues come up now. plus is you go all out to solve them immediately. So there's so much on your plate now. It's a busy summer, but you are up to this. Your true career direction, the true job opportunities for you are there, but you can't really catch them until Jupiter has gone backwards into your 9th house with Shani. Then you will absolutely know which are the right opportunities for you. But the good news, because he is the Lord of your 11th house, more income, more available resources might be there for many of you in this summer period. For Gemini Moon and Gemini Lagna both, Jupiter is the Lord of your 7th house, but also he is the Lord of your 10th house. Therefore, he puts everything into other people's control and he takes you to your true destination career-wise. But it's always a little bit as though you have to wait for other people first. That's the karma behind Jupiter for you. So Jupiter is now in the 9th house. You are waiting for contacts in foreign lands, higher education, advisors to come onto your side, and it's very favorable. You've been going through a bit of a tough period the last year because Jupiter has been with Shani in the 8th house, forcing you to make incredibly difficult business decisions. Financial, family decisions have been very tough indeed. Jupiter here is going to lighten things for you. First of all, he's going to give you good advice. You're going to get good advice from counselors, teachers, okay, depending on your age. Father's family are all going to help you. You're going to get help in foreign shores, and foreign travel is very likely for many of you at this time. Finally, if any of you are thinking of starting a family at this time, increasing family, it's definitely going to happen. Jupiter's 9th aspect on the 5th house of children. Childbirth also will go exceptionally well. And with your own children, they will be doing very well. All of this is increasing your happiness in life. Of course, because Jupiter is your 7th lord, it's absolutely certain that your communication with spouse will be far better than it's been for quite a while. There's a lot of harmony and happiness there. And if you are searching for a spouse, searching for a new relationship, definite opportunities for romantic encounters are there, especially with people from foreign shores. So Cancer Moon, Cancer Lagna, Jupiter, Lord of your 6th and your 9th house, is going into your 8th house. This is a very profound transit, setting off all the Dusana houses, 12th house, 4th house. It's going to really bring you into a deep knowledge of what your real direction is. Jupiter in the 8th, though, makes you very private in this summer months. You keep everything to yourself. You don't feel like being open. But it's going to have to happen because Jupiter has an aspect onto your 2nd house of family. So there's going to be a lot of family financial discussions, and you're going to be sorting out your finances, wills, legacies, everything to do with joint finances with your spouse, everything to do with pensions, savings. It's all coming into your mind and it needs to be sorted because expenses are expanding with this aspect onto your 12th house. Jupiter, though, is excellent for domestic issues with a 9th aspect on your 4th house. You can make or at least plan for very major domestic changes. Some of you are planning a major home move. Even some of you going back to your roots, back to your homeland. You are not happy in your current situation and changes have to be made. But don't forget, as I've told everybody, obstacles and turmoil happen in June and July. So wait carefully to make those major moves if those delays hit you badly. Don't think that you won't find this new home situation, that it will not work out. It will. But when Jupiter is permanently in your 8th house from November 2021. Finally, one of the most positive things about an 8th house Jupiter as your 9th house lord of higher knowledge is that he's now in a place to get to grips with serious study. If you are a student, my goodness, you're going to be in such a studious mood. You're going to be studying virtually 24/7. Jupiter having aspect onto your 12th house of isolation and hidden affairs. You'll be going off into some private place and studying, and the good news is it will get you those results you need. So studying mightn't be formal education though. For many of you it's hidden knowledge, occult knowledge. Astrological study goes so well during this summer. Leo Moon, Leo Lagna. Jupiter is Lord of your 5th house, your past good karmas, but also your 8th house, because he brings obstacles and changes in your life suddenly also. But he's going into your 7th house. It's a bit of a sigh of relief for you now. You've been struggling with tremendous health issues, work difficulties, challenges in your home life. All sorts of obstacles have been multiplying in your life, Leo. You're going to find relief. Jupiter going into your 7th house brings helpful people. New consultants help with your health issues. Partners are much more cooperative in this summer period. And if you are in business, the opportunities are tremendous. But the issue is, because Jupiter is your 8th house lord, it means dramatic changes have to happen for these new opportunities. So with your spouse, big changes happening now. You have to go along with maybe things that are a little bit outside of your control. But if you go with these, you will be feeling much happier. Why? Because Jupiter is aspecting your 11th house. There will be financial gains. There will be new job opportunities, income coming into your life, and best of all, you feel closer to your helpmates, to your friends, to your social circle. You are feeling more optimistic with this 7th house Jupiter, but most of all, it will impact health. Your health will improve leaps and bounds now. You've been feeling tired, so many health problems overwhelming you. They will sort out definitely in this period. And why they will sort out? Because you are finally getting the good advice you need. And most of all, you are actually taking it. Finally, communication with your siblings and near family will improve tremendously. Cousins, siblings, there's been so much contention with them, maybe over financial issues. It's going to get better now. You're going to see on the same wavelength as them, and harmony will be restored. People are being generous to you and you are reciprocating. It's a much happier period for you. But don't forget, there will still be tension when Jupiter goes into Shatabhishak, because Rahu, Lord of this house, is becoming so powerful at that time. You may still feel that you don't have quite the control over your life that you would like. Stay calm, because when Jupiter goes backwards into your 6th house, you will tie up all of those loose ends and be able to leave so much behind from the past that is holding you back. Those Leos seeking new relationships will also have a lot of opportunity to meet people who will be suitable and compatible, because Jupiter has an aspect onto your 11th house of friendship and your 3rd house of siblings, as I say. So sibling circle, friendship circles bring potential marriage partners into your orbit. But because Jupiter is going to go back again, retrograde so powerfully, you may not be able to actually take these forward as much as you would like. After November 2021, you'll be able to do so. Virgo Moon and Virgo Lagna. Jupiter going now into the 6th house of your chart is going to increase your already potent workaholic tendencies. It's going to be one of the busiest periods for some time in your life. But everything seems a little bit out of your control, because Jupiter is your 7th house lord and your 4th house lord. So changes in your domestic living situation are not working for you right now. It's putting you into more contention with other people, and particularly with your spouse. So You have to see eye to eye with your spouse now, and it's going to be a little bit difficult because you're sort of facing in a different direction. Some of you, not all of you. What's happening is Jupiter is expanding contention in your life, and this is something which you do not enjoy. So what's probably happening is that your spouse has a different idea of where you should be going together than you do, and it's going to cause contention. It's all to do with your future career. Jupiter is aspecting your 10th house now. You're not happy in your job. You're not happy where it's going. You want to make changes, and it's not seeming to give you opportunities yet, or the opportunities are there, but there are so many obstacles. So you're keeping so much under wraps. Jupiter aspecting 12th house means that you're being a little bit secretive about these new career ambitions. Virgo, you need to be more honest with your spouse, honest with your boss, honest with everybody about what you are really wanting to do, because it's putting you into conflict with your co-workers as well. Jupiter 6th house is about co-workers, colleagues. They are feeling your restlessness, and they are becoming a little bit unsure if they can rely on you. So you're feeling anxious, you're feeling worried about your future career. Maybe there are changes going on there and you feel that you are being left behind. Either way, it's a big insecurity in your career at the moment. But as I say, watch out for May, June, July. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to your deep intuition. Jupiter aspecting 12th house shows time in meditation, a quiet holiday, anything like this where you get completely away from it will calm your nerves down tremendously. And watch your health in this period. Minor health issues can be blown up by a 6th house Jupiter. So it's very important to have rest, relaxation. But the good news is all of this worry, all of this anxiety is probably going to be put into your financial situation. You are excellent dealing with finances. You're an excellent financial manager, and you will be sorting out many loose ends in your own finances and your family finances in this summer period. But whatever you do, don't push too hard against immovable barriers now. Wait until Jupiter goes back again to meet with Shani in your 5th house to find the real plan for your future, because so many loose ends are there and you need to have good open communication with your boss, with your superiors, with your spouse, and there's too much tension now. It will all get solved in the autumn period. Libra, Moon and Lagna. Jupiter is lord of your 3rd house of communications and sibling, and your 6th house of stress, litigation, conflicts. So it's always good when he's in a more easier house for you, because otherwise everything is out of control for you. Jupiter in the 5th is very good. Jupiter is going to bring back to you now some of the rewards for your tremendous hard work in the last months. Jupiter and Saturn in your 4th house. Everything has been restricting you. Everything has been as though family life is just nothing like you had wanted it to be. It's just a big, difficult situation of contention, either sometimes with relatives or just you are feeling hemmed in. What a feeling of freedom will come to Librans when Jupiter goes into your 5th house. First thing is good communication with your children if you have them. Potential for starting a family, extremely strong. Potential for higher education going to a very good conclusion now. Where you'd been worried about education, you're going to get good results. It's going to be good. You may even get new friendships, new people coming into your life. As I've just discussed, Jupiter Aquarius opens everybody up to these factors. You will definitely be moving in new social circles in this summer. Best of all, the aspect on the 1st house, your health will finally improve. You've been under tremendous stress and your health has been under the weather definitely. So Jupiter aspecting 1st house, you'll be really on top of things now with a real renewed vitality. Jupiter's aspect on the 11th house shows potential for new income in your life. And so, generally speaking, you are feeling as though you are in the driving seat rather than being driven along as you have been for quite a while now. But here's the thing. Although there are potentials here and you will definitely feel health improvement, you have got to watch out because Jupiter is going to go back into your 4th house again, joining with Saturn, your yoga karaka planet. So important decisions may be put on rocks, but changes in your domestic life are very nearly completed now, and you will only know the right way forward in your home life, in your family life, in your domestic life in the autumn, when everything comes together for your good. Because every time Jupiter is with Saturn, you are taken in the right direction for yourself, because Saturn is your yoga karaka. So make the most of the lighter, vibrant feeling in your life in this summertime. So, for Scorpio Moon and Scorpio Lagna, Jupiter is Lord of your 2nd house of finance and family and your 5th house of past life, good fortune, education and children. Going into your 4th house now, this is actually favourable because Jupiter in your 3rd house has made things too difficult for you in your local environment. There's been some contention. Jupiter going into your 4th house is going to make it easier for you. All of your efforts now are focused on your home family. You may get help from your family, help from your mother, and you'll be feeling more like you belong in life. For some Scorpio Moon and Lagna, a new home situation is developing really fast. All of a sudden, opportunities to sell your house, move, relocate are coming to you almost out of the blue, and you have to make a fast decision because Jupiter aspecting 8th house means sudden change coming into your life. But because Jupiter is your 5th house lord, do not be afraid of this. He always brings you back good karmas here. So relocating may be possible, but if it is delayed until later on in the summer, because Jupiter is actually moving into Shatabhishak, where there is difficult aspect of Rahu, you've got to be really careful signing anything. Look at all the small detail. Don't rush too much. Jupiter can be over expansive sometimes, right? And he is your 2nd house lord, so you don't want to spend over much because at this moment Jupiter aspects your 12th house of loss. So be aware there may be opportunities for big changes in your home life, but make sure that it doesn't become too financially extravagant or you may regret that. As far as your career is concerned, Jupiter aspecting 10th house will open up new vistas to you. Many of you seeking a new job will find opportunities, but you will have to make changes in your life to take advantage of these. In your present job, though, superiors are looking on you with favour. Many of you find a really good home-work balance in this period, exactly as you need. Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Lagna. Jupiter is, of course, your Lord and your 4th house Lord. He really turns your life around by his transit. He's been shoring up money for you, helping you to find financial security, but there have been conflicts. Now he's going into the 3rd house. From your moon, it's a little bit tricky, giving you conflicts with your siblings, conflicts with your near family, which you will have to sort out. But you will sort them out and still get the really good benefits of the aspects. From your ascendant, though, he will increase harmony with your siblings, with your family, and much contention that has been there recently will completely disappear. Best of all, Jupiter helps you get along with your spouse now. 5th aspect on your 7th house, business opportunities, marketplace opportunities. Your world is opening up and you are feeling much freer and happier. You are definitely on the move and traveling. Jupiter 3rd house aspecting the 9th house is excellent for you. You will really feel lighter in your mind, much more optimistic, and friendships coming into your life now. New friends, old friends, getting together with old network circles, making new network circles. You won't have a minute to yourself. It's one of the busiest summer periods you've had for some time. Those of you seeking new relationships are also blessed because Jupiter's fifth aspect on the seventh house brings potential marriage partners into your orbit, maybe from foreign shores or from different cultures, maybe from within network circles. But because Jupiter is going to go backwards into your second house, there may be some delays in these opportunities taking off. You're actually not feeling like settling down, funnily enough. Jupiter in your third house as your Lord is really giving you itchy feet during this transit. Best of all, though, for Sagittarius, maybe your income is going to take up a step. You're going to find opportunities for extra income. You're going to make really good advancement in your career. So everything is opening up for you and opportunities are abundant. But be a little bit cautious, particularly business-wise, as I have discussed on the video. When Jupiter goes back into your second house of finance and meets with Saturn, you will finally sign the line on the most important business, family, financial decisions you have had to make for some time. Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Lagna both. Jupiter can be a tricky planet for you sometimes because he's the Lord of your 12th house. But he's also Lord of your third house. So he brings a lot of movement and change into your life. Right now, he's in the house of finances. You're finally going to have to get together with some changes in your financial situation, but it's going to work out far better than you could ever expect, okay? So Jupiter is actually going to make you get together with your family more in this summer period to sort out many joint financial issues, wills, legacies, finances, everything to do with issues with your spouse as well, because 8th house aspected here is about spousal finance as well. So Jupiter's move into this house makes you very serious about financial concerns, family matters. And it's not always easy because Jupiter has a 5th aspect on the 6th house of conflict. So expect that you will actually have a few difficult conversations during this period. Conflicts with your co-workers, conflicts in your workplace may be very common. Now, if you are looking for a new job at this time, definite doors open to you because of Jupiter's 9th aspect on the 10th house. You can expand into a whole new area of work. But because Jupiter's only temporarily in Aquarius, until he's gone back into your first house, your true direction will not be obvious to you. So in the autumn, after November, every chance of increase in income and a very good job opportunity is definitely there for you. Now, one issue to watch out for with Jupiter as your 12th house lord in your second house is not only over expenditure, but sometimes over intake of food. You are not normally someone who overindulge too much. Capricorn is not normally known for this, but with Jupiter in Aquarius, eating can become erratic and actually all to do with mood and emotion. Because you're feeling on edge at this time, you may have health issues and dietary issues and overindulgence even. Take care to de-stress, to contain these concerns. But most of all, just go with the flow now because Jupiter is showing you wonderful career potential, even though the complete picture won't be available to you until he's gone back again into your own sign of Capricorn with your own Lord Shani to finally complete that magnificent Jupiter Saturn conjunction. You're nearly there, Capricorn. Hold on tight. Aquarius, Moon and Lagna. Jupiter is Lord of your second house of finances, family and security, and your 11th house of income and network circles. He has a lot to do with the factors that make you feel happy, which is all about being with larger groups of people, politics, improving things for society. But you've been hidden away, not able to do these things as openly as you would like. That's going to change in the summer period. Jupiter in your first house brings you out into the open. You're more socially mobile, you are getting noticed in society, and you're feeling much happier. Your values are coming out into the public arena now and people are listening to you. So you've got a real voice now in affairs of the world and it's making you feel happier. Your financial situations are coming together as well. If you are in business, wow, what an opportunity. Jupiter aspect in the 7th house of marketplace, tremendous openings for you, tremendous opportunities. If you want to increase family, every opportunity for children in this period because Jupiter aspects 5th house. Most of all though, students, wow, all of your worries, concerns and anxieties are going to fly away because Jupiter has aspect of your 5th and 9th house. If you've been afraid to make educational change, putting it off, you will suddenly just do it and feel great relief. But most of you, it's about getting the very best results possible. But one of the best factors of Jupiter 1st house is the aspect to your house of spouse. Finally, there's more trust and openness between you. You are being less secretive, more open, and there is a real feeling of comradeship, of coming together, moving in the same direction as your spouse. There may be travel with your spouse into foreign land, which will absolutely go excellently. So this is a real period of optimism and forward movement in your life. But don't forget, Jupiter is only here temporarily, Aquarius. He goes back into your 12th house in the autumn, where you have to tie up finally some very difficult financial situations in your life, which are still not completely sorted. Pisces moon, Pisces Lagna. Jupiter is your lord, but he also rules your 10th house. He's gone into your 12th house. All sorts of worries and concerns are coming up in your mind unnecessarily. This is a time when you need to get some time to yourself, when you need a bit of retreat, a bit of peace of mind, going into foreign lands, going to meditation, retreat, solitude, whatever it is, wherever you need to go there because you need time to get the weight off your mind. What is on your mind? Domestic concerns, family concerns, maybe about your mother, but also anything about your home life. Litigation, issues that are all to do with joint finances and business matters, maybe even wills, legacies. They're causing you a great deal of sleepless nights. Interesting thing though is that Jupiter aspecting the 4th house in this way from the 12th house may bring hidden aspects about your mother's family up into your knowledge at this time. Hidden aspects from your past and your family past may come to light that will be definitely surprising for you, but definitely worth knowing about. The best way to increase the beneficence of Jupiter 12th house, though, is to increase your faith. You have a deep religious, philosophical faith. Go into it, dig deeply. Jupiter's 9th aspect on the 8th house, it's an excellent time for occult study, religious study, philosophy, even astrology. You will be truly inspired in this period. Take care of your health in this time because Jupiter 12th house makes you inclined to overindulgence, and aspecting the 6th house can impact health negatively. Also be careful to take care of any minor health issues. Jupiter can blow them out of all proportion. Once again, don't delay seeing to health issues. But the major good factor is that Jupiter gives you insight in this transit. And the 9th aspect onto the 8th house brings many things previously hidden to you out into the open, and these will help you to deal with many of the stresses of financial and even litigation concerns, some of you, and indeed workplace stress, because Jupiter aspecting 6th house increases stress in your workplace. So it's a stressful time, but it's a time of tremendous insight. You will probably end up by the autumn period having far more insight into your problems than you did when this transit began. And when Jupiter goes back into your 11th house to meet with Saturn, you will make a final decision about your financial future that will be excellent indeed. On the screen right now, Jupiter right up until November 2021. What's his transit meaning for you? Get the full picture with this video. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. Goodbye for now, and God bless you all.